It's January 2022, and so far on my college journey, I had a year and a half of online classes and I took a semester off. And I was transferring out of state from California to Montana just to avoid the COVID vaccine. And I was around a new environment, new people, new type of weather, and I didn't take the effort to start to get to know people. And I just felt very miserable, and I was coping with that emptiness, with that void by binge eating in the cafeteria. And there were long hours where I was just in my dorm by myself, not getting to know anyone, just alone, scrolling on my phone, just trying to find answers, trying to fill in that void. And I filled in that void by doing food and grocery delivery around the area I was going to college in. And it temporarily filled in that void because I got that sense of independence, of being self employed. I had that sense of adventure, and I was starting to, connect with the community. People were thankful for what I do. I was thankful for them basically paying me to do this. And there was this thing in me that became very extroverted. And I started to introduce myself to people. I wanted to start businesses. I had money saved up. I wanted to be a millionaire like as fast as possible. And I started to get into all this debt. I started to be a people pleaser. I got financially taken advantage of by some people I met. And it was just crazy. There was a 1 to 2 month time period from early February to late March where it was complete instant gratification. I was flying out, I was driving wherever I wanted, I was binge drinking 0 calorie beverages, I was binge eating quote unquote healthy food, I was just spending money willy nilly. And there came a point where my bank account got down to a certain amount. It wasn't zero or near broke, but it was the point to where, wow, I spent this amount of money in this amount of time. And I feared, I was scared. I just packed all my stuff and I just fled. I just escaped and I went back home. And my family was like, "What the hell are you doing with your life?" Right? I stopped showing up to my college classes. I just had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And after I packed all my stuff and got all my stuff back, I decided to travel again. And I lived with my friends in Arizona for a couple months. And then I got a car accident. And then after that, I fled back home again. So I was just traveling. I was seeing these new places because I was trying to find some sort of answer. And when I came back home, I had all this debt. I had all of these obligations I had to, pay for. So the only option for me that I thought of, and my mom helped me think of, was to work in sales. So I decided to work in the car dealership in my hometown. And it was a great experience because it helped me connect with people from all walks of life. I was able to develop a network, and it was just great in me developing my character to help develop this YouTube channel as well and to form the daily routine I have now. And the long hours kind of got really, it was a major factor in me leaving the job. I told my work, I want to travel for a couple months, to figure out my life. I don't know what to do. And after I left the job, that was spring of this year, I decided to travel to Montana and Arizona. I just wanted to explore again, right? I missed that. And I was just trying to find answers. I was trying to fill in that void by traveling. And I still had to pay my mom rent. I still had to pay my mom rent each month. I still had to pay off the car debt I had. I had all of these obligations. So I was just doing food and grocery delivery all day, and I wasn't being present in the new places that I was seeing, right? I wasn't even present. And there came a point where I just felt empty, and I just decided to go back home. And that's when I learned about meditating and being present and still with God. And what I realized is that traveling does not fill in that void. It temporarily fills in that void, but there comes a point to where why should I depend on that to fill in that void temporarily. I need to find something that fills in that void permanently to give me that sense of perfect peace. And of course, that only comes from God. The feeling of peacefulness, presence, stillness. If I want that feeling permanently, that's only going to come from Him, from our Father. And doing the silent prayer has really helped me observe the evil thoughts that are in my head, the evil thoughts that are from the devil, that try to tempt me, that try to make me feel guilty about the past, procrastinate on the future, to make me have sense of anxiety, to feel scared. All of this comes from evil. That does not come from God. And it's interesting how when I'm back when I'm back home, I have this feeling of peacefulness that I don't need to travel to get that feeling of peace, that feeling of presence. And my message in this video is that the past couple of years I have traveled multiple times to try to fill a void in my life. And I realized being back home that all of the answers are within. The kingdom of heaven is within. That feeling of peacefulness, presence, and stillness from God, it can only be within ourselves. And we are on a spiritual journey in order to overcome the evil thoughts that are within our heads. And I hope this video helps you in any way. I love you guys. God bless you. And hope to see you soon. Thank you.